So during his campaign, Donald Trump assured us that, the fact that he doesn't have any political or military experience doesn't really matter because he's going to surround himself around, quote, the smartest people. And if up is down and left is right, and by smartest people he means the dumbest people in the country, then he is in fact surrounding himself around, quote, the smartest people, because when you look at people who he might be tapping for cabinet positions, he is really going for the dumbest of what the alt-right has to offer. So just to give you a taste, according to Politico, he might tap Sarah Palin for Interior Secretary. Sarah Palin. Now, look, I don't know what Sarah Palin's IQ is, but if someone told me that she had the same IQ as a beetle, I would actually be surprised, because I'm thinking it would be more closer to one of those flies who are attracted to lights and they just keep flying into it and banging their head into it over and over. That's kind of what I would compare Sarah Palin to in terms of intelligence and brightness. So the fact that she would be in the White House, in the executive branch, in one of the most powerful positions in the country, and perhaps the world, is a terrifying thought, and everyone should be afraid of this. Wow. I'm still shocked, and I'm really trying not to be a dick here, but I can't help myself because this is just too much. Now, that's not all. So, Myron Ebell is his top EPA advisor, and he doesn't believe in climate change, and also, he literally believes that pesticides are not bad for you. This is the individual who is Trump's top EPA advisor currently. He is advising Trump on the Environmental Protection Agency. Well, now we need to change that to the EDA, the Environmental Destruction Agency, because that's what we're going to get with this idiot. So according to Mother Jones, Ebell directs the Center for Energy and Environment at the Competitive Enterprise Institute. The group runs a website, safechemicalpolicy.org, that exists to downplay the health and ecological impacts of chemicals. He makes a living off of doing propaganda for the oil and gas industry and convincing people to ignore the overwhelming majority of climate scientists and just what's right in front of you. I mean, the fact that we have record highs every year in terms of our temperature, ignore that. This guy is right. Now, is he qualified to say that climate change is a hoax? No, he's not. But nonetheless, he is Trump's top EPA advisor. Also, Donald Trump is hoping to grant his children top security clearances, presumably so they can advise him on national security issues. I'm not kidding. So CBS News writes, the Trump team has asked the White House to explore the possibility of getting his children the top security clearances. Logistically, the children would need to be designated by the current White House as national security advisors to their father to receive top secret clearances. However, once Mr. Trump becomes president, he would be able to put in that request himself. So let's put aside the outrageous showing of nepotism here for a second and just consider the implications of this. Look, if you asked me if I should be a national security advisor to any president, even I would be intimidated by that job, and I have 2 political science degrees. I got my master's specifically with a focus on international relations and Middle East and North African politics and geopolitics. I'm currently a PhD student. If you asked me if I should be Donald Trump's national security advisor, I would be intimidated, and I don't know that I would be up for the job. He's tapping his kids for this role just because they're his kids. They have 0 qualifications. They don't have any expertise in international relations. Just the fact that they are related to Donald Trump, they're getting this position. The implications of this are not just far-reaching, but they're going to be long-lasting. Now, the grand finale here, and perhaps the most outrageous decision, is that Donald Trump made Steve Bannon, former executive chairman of Breitbart News, which is the propaganda wing of the alt-right movement, his chief strategist. And let me just remind you now that Breitbart News is now as close to state-run media as we're going to get. That guy, his chief strategist. Now, Steve Bannon is one of the most despicable people in the country. He is an anti-Semitic white nationalist asshole. He's an alleged domestic abuser, according to his ex-wife. He inquired about how many Jewish students attended a particular school because he didn't want his daughters, quote, going to school with Jews. And he suggested that there are too many Asian CEOs in Silicon Valley. He's just a bad person. Now, this guy is Donald Trump's chief strategist. Thankfully, Democrats are actually putting up a fight, and they're trying to get Donald Trump to denounce Steve Bannon and to ditch him. Now, 160 Democrats in the House have signed on to a statement saying Donald Trump needs to drop him, and 0 Republicans have got on board. So the Republican Party, just to show you how extreme they are, just to measure how crazy they are, they're okay with the white nationalists in the White House. This is the most brazen showing of stupidity we've ever seen. Donald Trump, certainly, we thought Bush was bad. I miss George W. Bush now. I miss George Bush. He was leagues ahead of Donald Trump in terms of intelligence. Donald Trump, he just surely he takes the cake for the dumbest president in U.S. history, and he hasn't even officially taken office yet. He's been president-elect for a little more than a week. Dumbest president. Dumbest. So this is the smartest people that Donald Trump is surrounding himself by. Sarah Palin, Myron Ebell, Steve Bannon, his kids. Welcome to Trump's America, people. It's going to be a shit show.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.